All right, YouTubers and crypto Twitter lovers, it's Cobra for the Aedge Network. Welcome back to another Bitcoin analysis. Today is Monday, January 27th. Before I get into doing the analysis, I wanted to announce to you guys that on Thursday, January 30th, this week, I'm going to be on Kenneth Bozak's podcast. Yes, that's right, the one and only crypto cult leader. So if you guys follow his podcast, definitely go ahead and check that out. On Thursday, it's going to run at noon, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm extremely excited for that. And there's probably going to be some very interesting topics of conversation, to say the very least. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the charts right after a word from our sponsor.
DueDEX is a derivatives exchange that's fair. This means no internal trading desk, no exchange token, and no hot wallets. They offer 24/7 customer support, sign-up bonuses, and even a simple, easy-to-use interface so traders of all levels of experience can get started fast. The best part is they're constantly working to improve their exchange, and they actually listen to their users' advice on how to make it better. Check out our link in the description below and get up to a $110 trading bonus with qualifying deposit now. All right, so you all know that I love starting with the weekly chart as bare bones as I can get it, and we had a very strong end to last week's weekly candle. Really nice bullish hammer here, and yesterday and today we made a really good start so far with this bullish candle that we have, which is technically already a bullish engulfing candle. So really strong signs here on the weekly chart. And if you guys notice, if you take a look at the Fibonacci, I keep coming back to this. This is actually reversed. I keep coming back to this on the weekly chart. When you take this entire trend down from our low to our high here of 14K, we use this golden pocket as a perfect support along with our historical support down here at about $6,500. So very strong, very good reaction. It was a textbook retracement here, and now we're starting our way back up. Hopefully, we start making some newer highs here. I won't be totally convinced of a long-term uptrend until we start seeing some really solid closes above $9,500 and $10,000. So once we start breaking and getting some closes above these levels, I think we stand a really good chance to go on another tear. If this is a wave 1 and this was a 2, wave 3 is has the potential to be really massive. If we measure this for the upside, long term, a wave 3 could bring us all the way up to our all-time high of about $20,000. So we would be double tapping there for a wave 3, which means we would probably retrace back down to about $14,000 or $10,000 and then continue our way even up higher. So that's definitely something I'm going to be looking out for. Obviously, that's long term. That could play out over the span of a year or two. So not really concerned about that as of right now. If we take a look at our weekly Ichimoku real quick, we can see that we actually just crossed above and closed above our Tenkan and our Kijun-sen. We're still inside the cloud. The cloud right here is acting as all of this right here is just acting as very strong major support. The bottom of the cloud, the Tenkan and the Kijun-sen are both acting as extremely strong support here. So a retrace on the daily chart, I think first, obviously, we would retest the 50-week moving average, which is around $8,000. So no sign of that yet, but once it starts flipping over, we'll definitely be able to tell. Obviously, on the weekly, we've got our MACD, which has just crossed over the threshold here into our bullish territory. Last week, we were waiting for confirmation on this, and now that we're getting some bullish momentum, both of these lines have crossed over into bullish territory here. So that's looking very good. If we come down to a daily chart, I still have this as a wave 3, and unless we reverse here and we see further downside, or we don't make it past and we don't close above $9,200 and then we reverse, then that would be my alternate count where this is a wave 5 and the bearish count and stuff. We're actually in a downtrend where this is just a massive ABC correction. So we're going to see about that. But as of right now, even on this daily chart, really strong bullish signs here, right? I mean, we're crossing above the cloud. So on the daily, we're looking for a close above this cloud, which would mean that either tomorrow or sometime this week, potentially we would see a retest of this before moving up higher. Our indicators are not showing any divergences at all. We got a lower high in price as of right now, and our indicators are telling us the same thing. Before we went into this correction, I did mention that there was this bearish divergence that was happening here between this high and here. We were getting higher highs in price and we were getting lower highs on the MACD. That ended up staying true. Once this closed, we ended up moving down further from our high of about 8,900, 9,000. And we retested our 200-day moving average. That acted as very strong support here, and then we started continuing our way up. If we take a look at Fibonacci on the daily chart from our local move, we can see that we retraced to just about the 382 level, which is what's leading me to believe that this is most likely a continuation of a trend. This was just a wave 4 correction, and now we're going to start continuing our way up. So if we reverse this so that we can see the upside, that would put us right around up here, which is where my 5 mark is for the wave 5, right around the 127. If this third wave was extended. So if the third wave was extended, we're looking between anywhere 9,800 and maybe 10 grand. And then if wave 3 was not extended, and we're going to see an extended wave 5th, then the extended wave 5th target would be up here at almost $11,000. So very nice bright side for Bitcoin either way, whether wave 5 is extended or not. If this is the bullish count, really looking good for bulls, right? If you're a bull, this is really looking good. The only thing that does concern me is that on the daily chart, we are looking to cross over into bullish territory. On our MACD, we are seeing a bullish cross here. However, it's happening below the 0 line. So that's the only thing right now that's keeping me saying that this still could be the bearish count here. Until this comes back up above the 0 line into bullish territory, this could definitely still be just a bearish continuation here. So if we come down and we look at our 12-hour chart, this is extremely bullish, right? We broke out of this descending wedge and there's just been no stopping it for the better part of going on 3 days now. We broke above the Ichimoku line. We broke above our 786. This is reversed. We broke above our 236 level. So this is looking very good. It doesn't look like there's too much that's going to be stopping this except for our 113 resistance up here, where we're going to start seeing and running into our previous highs and stuff. So $8,900 is the level that I'll be looking at for a reversal. If we can't be breaking above and making solid closes above 8,900, 8,915 or so, then it's not going to be looking good. Obviously, a confirmation of a continued uptrend would be a close above $9,200. So this is going to be our first test up here, about 9,000. I would expect to see a retest of some of these lines here, but the 50 EMA on the 12-hour might be a little bit of a stretch if this is a continued uptrend. So if we look at our indicators here, again, no bearish divergence or anything. Lower low in price, lower low on RSI and MACD. 12-hour is looking to cross into the bullish territory, which is a very good sign. Our regular momentum indicator, it did dip below the 50 mark, but it's really quickly turning around and coming back up with all of this bullish momentum here. So that's a really good sign. There's a lot of really good volume in this area here where we've been. It's just really solid here. If you zoom in here and you look at this volume, it's just a really solid bar of volume. So that's a very good sign. Looking at our 4-hour chart, this is definitely still the count that I'm going to be sticking to in terms of the bullish side. Like I said, the fact that we retraced to barely the 382 and then saw such a reaction from there leads me to really think that this was just a large wave 3. We came in for a wave 4 correction, and now we're starting our way up into a wave 5. Obviously, like I just mentioned, if we don't see any closes above the 9160, 9200 area, then it would probably be one of those scenarios where it's like, okay, bull run has been canceled, and that would either be a truncated fifth wave, or it would be my bearish count. So on the 4-hour here, you can see that we definitely crossed into bullish territory on our momentum indicator, but our MACD is looking like it's turning over here, and we're climbing up into the overbought territory. So I would expect to see some kind of little reversal here, but nothing says that that has to happen. I would at least like to see a retest of our point of control here at about 86.50. So we'll be looking out for that. Right now on the 12 or on the 4-hour, which we're on right now, it's looking like we're getting a spinning top here potentially forming, but there's still about 3 hours left for this candle, so I'll be watching that very closely. If we look at Ichimoku on here on the 4-hour chart, we can see again, you know, we crossed above our Kinjin, we crossed above our Tenkin, we crossed above our 100, our 50. You know, we never even tested our 200 EMA down here on the 4-hour chart. Very, very strong, right? This is a very, very strong move. Lots of really good bullish momentum, lots of pretty decent volume in here. There's no real gaps in volume here. We do start running into an area of lower volume up here, which is why I think we reversed before. So we're definitely, once we start working our way into this zone at about $9,000, the bulls are really going to have to show some serious strength if they want to show that this is the bullish count in terms of Elliott wave theory, at least, and that we're going to start making higher highs here and compared to our proposed wave 3, because the volume's looking pretty weak up here. So we would definitely need to see some closes with good volume in order to see that happening. Let's see. And yeah, like I said, indicators are all looking good on the 4-hour. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is that our MACD is turning over bearish here, but of course we're already in bullish territory, so that could just be a small correction before a continued uptrend. Looking at the 2-hour chart, I don't really use the Ichimoku too much on the 2 and the 1-hour charts, but as you can see here again, you know, just really, really strong bullish signs. I mean, everything that I'm telling you guys today is looking very bullish, but that's not to say that our bearish count can't still be in play, right? Our momentum indicator here, it's looking like it's topping off. Our MACD's curving down. We're really overbought on the RSI. So on these lower time frames, at least, this is the kind of thing where maybe getting into a short-term short scalp position is not too bad of an idea. We're getting some pretty good wicks up here, indicating that there is some very strong resistance up here where the price is starting to push. Again, 1-hour chart, MACD's crossing over, really overbought. All of these lower time frames, 4 hours and below, we're starting to be into the overbought territory. With all that said, let's please just not forget about this bearish count that we have, right, guys? This is still definitely in play, that we're just getting a big ABC here. We had an A going into a B. We had our ABC of the W, our ABC of the X, our ABC of the Y, and this could just be a 1, 2. We're coming in for a 2 up here somewhere. It could be as high as here, just as long as it doesn't pass above the start of wave 1. That's still valid. So if we don't, that's why I'm saying if we don't see any closes above about $8,200, this could be a wave 2, and we could be seeing a wave 3 to at least come down and test the top of this trend line again. And if we break back in below this trend line, this major trend line here, that's probably when we would be in for some trouble. We'd probably first see support down here, 7,500 or maybe 7,800, come up, test the top of the channel again. If we weren't able to break out of it by then, we would certainly see further downside into the 7K territory for a much larger extended correction. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I really am glad that you guys stopped by, checked out the analysis. Make sure that you check out all of the links below in the description. We've got all of the links to our Discord channel, which we opened up free to the public down there. Go ahead, check that out. If you guys liked the video, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you guys didn't like the video, go ahead, give me a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments section down below what we can do better to improve your experience on the channel. Go ahead, click that like and subscribe button, and we'll go ahead and see you next week. Happy trading.